The Amazing World of Gumball wasn't just a cartoon. It was a cartoon that got weird, wild, and way too real. At first, it looked like total nonsense. A blue cat, a walking goldfish, town where nothing made sense. But beneath all that chaos, Gumball was secretly teaching us about life. So today, we're diving into how Gumball, the weirdest show on TV, secretly shaped an entire generation. Act 1, being weird was okay. One of the biggest things Gumball ever did? It made being weird not just okay, but awesome. Think about it. Elmore Junior High is just total chaos. There's a walking banana, a balloon, a T-Rex, a ghost, but no one judged anyone for how they looked or talked. It was just accepted. Take the episode The Weirdo. A new kid comes in Susie. She's super strange, a puppet with googly eyes and an upside-down chin. She says weird stuff and acts even weirder. When the school bullies make fun of Susie, Gumball and Darwin decide to try and help her act less weird. They make a list and try to fix literally everything about her. But nothing works, and then Susie does something amazing. She hands them a pair of googly eyes, and suddenly they start seeing the world the way she does. The animation shifts to crayon chaos. Everything is brighter, wilder, more fun. She's not broken, she's just different. And when Gumball and Darwin act like her, they get bullied too. That's when they get it. It's not Susie that's the problem. It's the world demanding she act normal. This episode was a quiet gut punch. This showed us what it feels like to live in a world that doesn't understand you. Whether it's autism, anxiety, or just being different, Gumball told us. You don't have to change who you are. The right people will accept you, weirdness and all. That message, well, it stuck with a lot of kids. Because growing up, being weird often felt like being wrong. But Gumball said, nope, weird is wonderful. And that's why it shaped a generation. If that message ever made you feel seen, maybe it's time to hit subscribe because we celebrate that kind of weirdness around here. Act 2. The Absurd Truth. There's this episode called The Job. It's pure chaos in the best way. It follows Richard, Gumball's dad, as he finally decides to stop being lazy and get a job. Yeah, Richard with a job already sounds like a bad idea. He becomes a pizza delivery guy and somehow messes things up so badly he breaks reality itself. But that's not even the craziest part. Every scene is a different animation style. Pixel art, anime, film noir, claymation, full-blown musical numbers. He is a completely different person. The perfect worker. Polite, smart, strong, and driven. It's hilarious but also super smart, because the real message here is we all change who we are just to fit in, to seem more professional, to be liked, to survive. Richard literally changes identities again and again until he's not even himself anymore, and that's something a lot of us relate to. We change how we talk, how we act, how we look just to survive in school, work, or society. We perform identities, just like Richard. And honestly, for a generation crushed under pressure to succeed, hustle, and grow up too fast, this episode hits differently. Act 3. It got deep even when it didn't have to. Yeah, Gumball was wild, random, silly, total chaos most of the time, but sometimes it got real, like real. Let's start with one episode, The Choice. This one takes us back into the past of Nicole Watterson, Gumball's mom. She's usually the tough, strict parent who fights her way through everything. But here, she's stuck in traffic. She's tired, she's worn out, and she starts daydreaming. What if she had made different choices? What if she never had a family? What if she chased her dreams instead? What if she chose differently? We see her rebellious teenage years, her heartbreak, her dreams, and finally her decision to choose love. To have a family, to give it all up for them. It almost feels like a multiverse story. But it's not really about different lives, it's about regret, burnout. That quiet feeling of wondering, did I do the right thing? Even when you love the people around you more than anything. This episode hits fans hard. It's quiet, emotional, and real. Nicole wasn't just a cartoon mom, she was human. That kind of honesty, that's not normal cartoon stuff. But that's what made Gumball so special. One minute you're laughing at a muffin breaking out of jail, next you're thinking about your own life. Gumball showed us that growing up can suck, that we feel lost, weird, powerless, and laughing is how we deal with it. It didn't have to go that deep, but it did, and that's why it stuck with us. At 4, school sucked and Gumball got it. One of the most iconic locations in Gumball is Elmore Junior High. Let's be real, that school felt way too familiar. You've got the overworked teachers, the random cliches, the popularity contests, and the kids just trying to figure out where they fit in. But Gumball didn't just show what school looked like, it showed how it felt. Chaotic, confusing, sometimes scary, sometimes safe. And most importantly, it showed kids how to adapt. In this episode, the internet, Gumball and Darwin get stuck into the internet. Literally. They surf memes, battle pop-ups, and experience online shaming in real time. It's fast, funny, and ridiculous, but again, beneath the jokes is something real. This was one of the first kids shows to really explore what the internet does to us, how it rewrites our brains, how we get caught up in validation, trends, and online personas. It tackled themes like identity and surveillance before they became mainstream issues. This show was ahead of its time, and we didn't even realize how real it was until we grew up. Act 5, the kids episode that wasn't for kids. Let's break up the kids, a Gumball episode that's still burned into our collective brain. It starts as a joke. Gumball and Darwin notice their voices are changing and freaking out. At the hospital, the doctor tells them, "You're just growing up," and suddenly they realize childhood doesn't last forever. Darwin asks, "What do you do when your childhood days are numbered?" Gumball's first instinct is to lie on the floor and cry, but Darwin reminds him to make the most out of it. And that's exactly what they do. They run around the mall, eat candy, and imagine crazy adventures. They sing, they rap, they live like kids who knew time is running out. Even when they find out they'll never grow old because they're cartoon characters, the message still sticks. Enjoy being a kid, don't rush to grow up. This time is short and special. And for a whole generation, the reminder meant everything. Act 6, the void, a glitch in the system. Gumball did something most cartoons still don't even try to do right. They tackled mental health, and did it in the most unexpected, creative, and honestly haunting ways. Take the episode The Void. Sounds fun, right? Nope, this one's dark. Molly Collins, a background character, literally gets erased from the show for being too boring. Gone. Like she never existed. But then Gumball and Darwin find her, stuck in the void, a glitchy empty space where forgotten characters and ideas are dumped. That's not just wild storytelling, that's a metaphor for canceling culture, feeling irrelevant, and being told you don't matter. It's the fear of being left behind, forgot, or invisible. And then there's the nobody. A creepy, shadowy figure keeps showing up in the Watterson house, and no one knows who he is. Plot twist, he was originally a minor background student at Elmore Junior High, but once the world became aware of his uselessness, he was sent to the void. He's not evil, he's just lonely. He's around people all the time and still feels completely invincible. Because let's be honest, haven't we all felt like that at some point? Surrounded but unseen? Gumball took those quiet and sad moments, emotional truths, and turned them into stories that stuck with us. It reminded us that behind the jokes and chaos, some people are hurting. Some people feel lost or erased. And sometimes what they need the most is just to be noticed. That's a lesson we didn't even know we needed as kids. But Gumball made sure we learned it anyway. Act 7, the finale that wasn't. The last proper episode of Gumball, The Inquisition. Didn't really feel like a finale, but maybe that's the point. The world doesn't wrap up neatly. There are no clean endings. You grow up, you move on, and life keeps going. Gumball didn't give us a goodbye, because maybe it never really felt. Its memes lives on, its emotional episodes still get rewatched, its commentary, it's hit even harder now. And for an entire generation kids who grew up on screens raised by Wi-Fi and weird cartoons, Gumball was the last one that said, hey, it's okay to be weird, it's okay to be unsure, just keep asking questions. Not every show can do that, not every cartoon tries, but Gumball did. If Gumball reshaped a generation's mind, was it by design or pure chaos? Tell us, what do you think in the comments? Like and share if this hit nostalgia hard, and if that creeped you out, wait till you see the most normal Family Guy episode that feels anything but. Subscribe and don't miss it.